Hello everyone, and welcome back to our Beastmen campaign for Mortal Empires. Now last episode we finished things on a bit of a sour note as we lost the army led by Gor's Warhoof after he came under attack by a bunch of Wood Elf forces from Athelloren. Now the fact that we managed to get to turn 86 while losing a full army at this point, I must admit is quite amazing given my typical skill. But we've managed to achieve it nevertheless, but I'm not that concerned about losing the army. Thanks to the way the Beastmen work, we can easily replenish him with troops, we'll be able to get them back without any cost to us, and what we did manage to do last time was actually complete enough ritual points in order to get us to the final level, level 7. Now the main advantage of getting to this part is the fact that, as you can see on the tooltip, it unlocks the Rewards of Dread army capacity upgrade, meaning we have, I believe, 5 armies we can recruit at the moment. But if we pop onto here, and I think it's this one, yeah. By spending 1,500 Dread, we can actually increase our capacity by 1, and this is something we can constantly do, as far as I'm aware. So as a result, we can really expand the amount of forces we've got, and I would like to start collecting a few more of the legendary heroes at one point or another. But the thing I want to try and do for the Dread, first of all, is to be able to unlock the Great Herdstones upgrade. Get us it so all our new Herdstones are erected at level 5. As we're going to have to finish off the Empire, having a high tier settlement, which will have a good garrison hopefully, is really going to help us out. So that's what I would like to try and aim for next. But speaking of going after the Empire, I've decided, after giving us some thought from the last episode, to actually go for the short campaign goal instead of the long campaign. Simply because, looking at the long campaign, it has much of the same factions. But the two that have got me some concern with is actually the Kingdom of Eotane, as well as the Dukedom of Corian. Now, I think we do need to go after Corian anyway, but going after the Kingdom of Eotane is going to be a problem, simply because it means sailing over to Ulthuan, and depending on how well they've been doing, they may have a lot of territory and will really expand the campaign just by slogging our way through the High Elves. So I'd rather instead just focus on the short one, which means we've already completed this and this. All we need to do is finish off all the Empire essentially, as well as Corian and Clan Dorazglad, the Thorgrim Grudgebearers faction, and win in the final battle. So that's something we'll try and do. But in order to help out, we're going to start moving these two armies back into the Empire. I think we're going to stop by Arkendorf first, unless we want to swing down... Do I really want to swing towards Baragvar just to focus on the Mask of Loek? Not particularly. Yeah, we'll just swing through, I think, and destroy it on the way. Might as well weaken him a little bit. Well, let's Hattori have the pleasure, I think. Get a bit more level ups for him. Signs of victory, as expected. Oh, only 660. We'll take that, man. Ooh, Ogre Mercenaries. I don't know if we got... How many do we have available at the moment? Okay, we have 1 unit of Morfang Cavalry, 2 typical units of Ogres, and we must have used the Ogre Pistols in that elsewhere. Okay, where is the army? Oh, it's right here, next to Malagost. Okay. Let's move you, Sir Hattori, just over to here. And we're going to let you rest up and replenish your numbers a bit. We'll have you and Malagost pop down here and speak to the Ogre leaders. Right. Out of the options, I think I'm going to go for some more Fang Cavalry. Just because I think that will make a nice little addition. And then we'll start moving you up and into here. What I am thinking of doing with these guys is taking them over to Grenstadt and erecting a new Herdstone. Because if we click here, we'll be able to go after Steingart, Schwarzhaven, Einschatten, and basically just conquer a whole bunch of extra territories. By securing it and heading up this way as well, we'll be able to start repairing the damage that the Empire has done to our conquered territories. Because they've been really busy going after our Herdstones and we're preparing them. Repairing them? Going after our Herdstones, tearing them down, which will allow them then to colonize the surrounding area. So I would like to try and start dealing with that again. When we can start recruiting another army, we'll add an extra force to this one, so they'll be free with these guys and free on the other side. But you also need to have some replenishment, so you can head there. Then as for you guys... Right, what do I want to do here? Can we actually reach... Oh, I don't know. Looks like we might... Who's that, actually? Marius? Yeah, Marius. I don't know if we can actually... It looks like we can just about do it. I don't know, though. What I'll do, let's move you away from here for the moment. Because we finished the Ritual Unknown, so I really don't care if we lose this. It's just, ideally, I don't want to. But it is quite a high level now, so that's okay. And then Slugtongue... What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to move him slightly forward from Ordorf, but keep him within the zone of control. In case... Excuse me. In case these two armies from Athor-Loren try making their way up towards Ordorf, we'll hopefully be able to set up an ambush then with Slugtongue. So I'm just happy to leave them there temporarily, and then if they don't move, we'll push down with the two armies and go and wipe them out. So while we do that then, let's have a quick look. Galak... I think Galak has now got everything. Yeah, he has. We're just going to work on Specialist, I guess. Then Zahatori... Darkland Spirit, if I want the Cygor. Now, we need to finish off your magic. So I've already think Occam's Mind Razor, so I'm going to go for Earthen now for reduce miscast chance. Gore. Ooh, what can I give you? Prized Horns, we need to finish that off. Goreclaw, did you get your chariot? You did. Okay, we'll give you the transformation of Gadon then. Desarius, we'll finish off Call to Morsleep. Snenzel, what do I want to give you? You already got your chariots. Let's finish off Devastating Charge, I guess. And yeah, that should be it. Now, something I will try and do in this episode is actually get some fighting in. We've had a few episodes now without any combat, just because you guys know my view on the matter already, so I'm not going to go into details about that again. But I will try and get some combat in today, just so we can actually have a bit of a difference from just seeing the campaign screen a lot. Oh, hello. Oh, that was silly of you, wasn't it, Hans Ludenhoff? We'll let you just auto-resolve that. Goodbye. I don't know. It's not really worth it, really. We'll kill the captives, I guess. Okay, anything else? Oh, Espeth. Bloody Espeth. She must have made her way through quite a lot of the mountains in order to try and get there, because they haven't colonized any of the World Edge Mountains. Yet she has arrived, so she's pushed her way through some mountain attrition. Huh. Oh good, the Dark Moon. So which one of these do we want to go for? All damaged units will be fully replenished. That could be quite useful. Cost of skill for Giant Scale Spawn, Goreherds. Might go for that one. Weapon strength 30%, plus 15 melee. Or extra horde growth. It's a I'm torn between these two. Now bear in mind I am trying to save the points for Dread in order to get the final tier of Herdstone. So as much as that would be good, I'm going to go for Beastly Inclination. It's only going to last a couple of turns though, which is unfortunate, but we might as well take advantage of it while we got it. So, oh please tell me we can reach Grenstadt. We might just about be able to. Come on, come on. Thank God. Okay. Decisive victory. Thank you. And let's go do that. Deforester for you. Well done. Oh, crap. I wanted to put a Herdstone there, didn't I? Oh, bugger. I should have done that, shouldn't I? Oh, well. We'll go and put one there in a minute. Okay, let's let you guys rest up. You might as well just stay where you are right now, I guess. Okay, Gore. Let's have a look. You can't do anything here because of the defiled blood grounds. That's fine. Who we got going on up here? Calfans are starting to bring an army over towards Vismund. Okay. Oh, Musilan have taken Einhart. A little unfortunate. In fact, can I speak to you guys in the diplomacy screen? No. I was kind of hoping that we can try and negotiate a non-aggression pact or even get a defensive alliance, but we won't be able to, it seems. Although, while we're here, let's have a look at some of the other factions. So Eichland is actually quite strong. Not as strong as us, but still fairly. They got... Wait, how the hell do they have 17 regions? I mean, even when you take all of this into account, that can't be 17, surely. That's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I have no idea. Where have they got these extra ones from? Huh. Okay, sure. Nordlands have got 4, you've got 1, you've got 3, 1, 8. Sudenburg, don't forget, is still at war with us, despite us never encountering them before their declaration. You've got 8. Where do you have 8? Oh, because you've conquered all the mountains here. Gotcha. Okay. The one I'm... Ooh. Where do you only own? Oh, you've only got Korean. Okay, that works. For... What? So I think it's the mod I'm using that allows you to... It will actually change the names depending on sort of events in the game. So, for example, now the Kingdom of Eotane is now known as the Realms of Ulthuan. And yeah, they've conquered all of Ulthuan. And they've got 41 settlements. Oh, thank God I wasn't planning to go after those guys. Woof. Okay. In any case, then. No, I do not want to do the ritual, thank you. Alright, where did those elves go? Well, must have taken Heingut. Okay. Let's let you start making your way over here. What else do we need to conquer? Karenberg, Vismond. Kempenbad we'll do it in eventually. But for now, though, let's get you to... Excuse me. Let's get you over there to go straight after Karenberg. That'll give us a few extra points at least. And then we'll be able to march up towards Vismond then as well. So, there we go, decisive victory. And let's loot and raise. He's now brave, excellent. And we'll just rest up and get a few points there. 32 points in counting, eh? Ooh, we could actually take Vismond right now. I'm gonna take the risk. I think Molokh should be able to take on Franz and his army, whatever he's got. But if not, we can always use Lightning Strike. Ooh, close victory. What does he actually have? He's got Illuminarch, Demigryph Knights, Reichsguards, and just a bunch of swordsmen and stuff. It's the fact that I know for a fact that we can win this with low casualties, but I did promise you guys a fight. Nah, I'm just gonna hold to resolve it. We took a few losses, but that's fine. 16,500. So happy about that, man. Okay. We'll let you guys get a chance to replenish. I'll pick a better fight at some point, okay? Don't you guys worry. But I do think now... yeah, that was Kempenbad. Ironheart I'm not too concerned about. Yeah, I think at this point it's safe to say we can start the ritual. There we go. Solar Eclipse. What's this? The ritual of ruin is complete. In return for the devastation caused throughout your blood grounds, you have received marks of ruination. With more sleep ascendant, usurping the sun and overshadowing the world in a sickly hue, it is clear the ruinous powers have given this ritual their complete attention and full recognition of your savage deeds. So they've actually given us extra marks of ruination, it seems. Cool. That's given us a nice chunk, because how many do we have now? 396. We need 500 to get to the final tier, which gives us immunity to attrition as well. So, yeah, we only got about 100 left to go. That's what? Another 2 rituals? Maybe 3? That could work out really, really nicely. I'm quite happy to let Ironheart stay where it is. We do not need to go to war against Mucilan. So, let's leave that. Ordorf, though, we'll go ahead and upgrade these. Just because why not? Anywhere else need to be upgraded? I think not. Okay. It's a shame that we can't upgrade these any higher. Even though we should be able to. Okay. What I think I'll do then next is just head over towards Kuyan. Let's just wipe them out completely from the campaign and get it over and done with. So we'd have to leave those guys for the moment. What we could do, actually. Why don't I just start that new army? Because we need to replace it, so we might as well get it started to recruit. So you've got 2 more turns for you. Is there anybody we can use? Perceptive, maybe? Confident, Weapon Master. What I'm doing is I'm looking to see if there's anything that will give us bonuses to recruited troops, like the perceptive traits just then. But at the moment, I think he's the only guy, so he was a Beast Lord, wasn't he? There we go. We shall recruit you for the moment. And we'll let you... Oh no, you can't set up just yet, can you? We could, though, start looking into recruiting some units. We could need to wait another 8 turns for you. That's okay, though. That's okay. Alright, Malagost. What can we do for you? Let's give you a natural first, finishing off your health bonus. Shindari can go for Wound Maker, it looks like. Gore. Hatred of Man will give us a bonus to our melee attack. I think, yeah, that's the one we'll go for, I think, next. Desarius, now that you've gone Quarter More Sleep, you finished all of those off. Let's go a natural first. Just because he is called the Flesh Eater, I think it makes sense to give him a natural first. You know what I mean. Alright, you can continue getting Specialists. Okay, here comes Espeth on Draken. You... Okay, that's actually a close defeat. Part of me feels, is it worth maybe fighting this? You know what? Sure. We're gonna fight this battle, just to see how well we do and how many of them we can actually kill off. Because the more we kill, the easier it'll be for us to defeat her afterwards. So, let's let the battle load up, and I'll see you guys after the replay. So here we are, guys, about to face Espeth on Draken. Now, the Beastmen are not that good when it comes to being defensive, so I decided to put them on the offensive, taking advantage of that Vanguard deployment to set them right within range of the enemy's formation. Now, the reason why I particularly did this is because the enemy do have lots of archers, and I didn't want the archers to be able to just shoot at us when we get into range. So, if I put them as close as we can, we'll be able to get them into close combat that much more quickly. Now, if I actually bring back the UI a moment, I wasn't able to put everybody in. But you can see back here, we've got our Brave Shaman making his way up to join in the fights, as well as the Manticore. Over on the right flank, we've got our units of Razorgores, as well as our Harpies. And on our left, we've got our Centaurs trying to outflank in order to go after the enemy's missile units, which they do have a lot of. Now, unfortunately, there was a bit of initial devastation in the attack thanks to the grenades coming in from the Bordermen here, as well as the Pit of Shades, if I remember the spell right, basically carving its way through our troops back here. Luckily, though, they only did a few casualties to the Ungors here, so I wasn't that concerned. They did a few more here to the Raiders, to the point where these guys will actually start running away in short order, but I'm pretty okay for things at the moment. Anyway, let's speed things up a little bit, and you can see us charging in with all of our forces. Big jumps right in there as the game slows down a second, and we start carving our way through the enemy forces. Now, the Ungors are going to be able to hold off against a spear unit pretty okay. It's only when they start bringing in more than one, which is going to be a problem. But, while the front line engages, we are bringing our troops around flanking. The 2 Centaurs I end up leaving here for a little bit, trying to draw out some of these spearmen, before we swing them around to go after the units of archers here and here. If we head a little bit closer to the center, you can see here there's a big melee going on right now. Our units of Gores have actually taken quite a few casualties in that initial attack, but they were able to get through the grenades and get into close combat. The spearmen are going to be able to hold the line for a little bit, and over here, Espeth on Draken on a Carmine Dragon is just going to be going on to town on these Gores, especially with those debuffs we've currently got right now. But they're going to be able to hold it in place long enough, which I'm quite happy about, so we can focus instead on going on after everybody else. Ungors are fighting over here and over here as well. On this side though, we've got one unit of Razorgors getting caught up with the Spearmen. These are just going to hold them in place until we can deal with the situation here, and then we'll be able to bring them in. And back here now, we've got my Harpies just going to town on the enemy archers. We're going to try and kill them off as quickly as I can, and Harpies are a really good way of dealing with that. Now over here, you can actually see the Manticore. It's done extremely well. We've managed to scare off the Bordermen long enough for us to get into combat with yet another spear unit. Well, a spear unit mixed in with some archers, I should say. We also got, well, fights... Let me say that again. What I decided to do, though, with everything else is while the fight is going on, I do have my raiders firing away at the spearmen because these guys have got low armor and no actual shields. These guys are going to take in some damage thanks to, well, just dealing with everything they've had to face. So these will soon start running away. But everyone else is going pretty okay. Well, Espeth is still doing a ton of damage. But I'm trying to get her debuffed every opportunity I get. If you see back here, my Bray Shaman has finally managed to get close enough to start casting spells. And so he'll be casting the, crap, I can't even remember what the spells of his are. If I hover over here a second, Devolve, that's the one, in order to debuff commanders. And everywhere else, when we've got these nice big clumps of enemies, I'm trying to use Vile Tide in order to try and just do some extra damage. Now over here, you can see my Centaurs are just charging in to help out the Manticore. With 2 units just charging in, it does enough damage, and the Razorgors are coming in to join in some fun too. They get the enemy to retreat really, really quickly. I mean, these guys are Silver Chevron troops, but they are still low-tier units. Their leadership is not the best, and we're able to carve through them like a hot knife through butter, in all honesty. We've got some spearmen still trying to chase them down, but luckily for me here, they end up trying to go after the Centaur unit, which I sent off without even realizing they were getting that close. And so, we'll soon catch them in position and using my unit of Ungors. What we got here, Aspect of the Dread Knights, trying to boost up the spearmen in combat here, but it's not going to be enough to help them. Over here now, Espeth is trying to retreat from the combat, but I can smell the blood in the air, and I feel it's enough for us to try and finish chasing her down. So I've got my Manticore actually trying to hold her in place. We've got this one, I'm just waiting. Although, hang on a second. I had no idea about this. She disintegrates? Oh my god. I honestly had no idea that she does that. Wow. No wonder we were able to wipe her out. Okay. I didn't realise, I noticed later that she had a lot less health than that, and now I know why. Huh. Okay. Well, anyway, at this point in the battle, you can see that the balance bar is completely in my favour. We have won the fight. We're just waiting for her now to finish disintegrating, it seems. I just thought that we did a ton of damage to her thanks to, like, the archers and everything, but she then falls to the ground, is wounded, and it's just up to me now to chase down as many of the survivors as we can. The more we kill now, the less we have to worry about them coming back for round 2. So, while my units chase them down, I shall see you guys back on the campaign map. So there we have it, a close victory for us. As you can see, we managed to wipe out the entire enemy force, barring a few survivors, especially these guys. I would have loved to have killed off the Bordermen. Unfortunately, they were just too fast and was able to make their way off the battlefield. But I'm pretty happy with the end result, I must say. So now, what do we want to do with the survivors? For the moment, I think I will actually take the replenishment here. My guys are going to be a little hungry after being stationed up in the mountains. I'm sure they can do the bite to eat. But there we go. Managed to get our first battle win for what, 3 or 4 episodes now? It was a pretty good one as well. It came quite close, I felt, at 1 or 2 points. Oh, bugger. Ungrim Ironfist now has come to attack us. This one is going to be a valiant defeat. The only problem is fighting it is that it's against the dwarves, which are going to be quite tough to deal with. But you know what? We're going to give this a go. We did pretty well last time. Let's see if we can pull it off again. So here we are, guys, in our second battle of the episode, this time against the dwarves, led by Ungrim Ironfist himself. Now, I do want to take the opportunity now, when I'm thinking about it, to check him out. Okay, he's not that much bigger than his own forces, yeah. In the vanilla game, all the lords always seem to be towering over their fellows, which I can understand with chaos and orcs and things like that, but not so much with dwarves and humans. So I do have a mod that basically shrinks him down to be about the same size as everybody else, which is exactly what he should be, in my opinion. Anyway, if I pull back slightly, given the amount of archers that the dwarves have at their disposal, I again, just like the last battle, set up as many of my forces close to the enemies so we can just charge straight at them. This time now, they do have a lot of longbeards, so in close combat, they are going to have the main advantage. But we have faster units, which I'm going to be making sure to use in this battle. Back here, we've got the units that couldn't be deployed in Vanguard deployment, which includes my Shaman, 2 Giants, and the Cygor, which for a large part of the battle is not going to be doing anything because of me not setting him up correctly. We've also got a Manticore up here. Hidden in the trees over there, we've got our Centaurs with throwing axes. We've got Razorgors coming in this side. And right on the far edge, running out of the trees, we've got my units of Minotaurs. Now, I wanted these guys to just run straight through and start attacking the enemy in the flank. So once the line engages, like this, these will be soon coming in order to charge into the enemy's flanks. In fact, I just want to watch the initial charge right now, because they'll be coming in right about now. Went for it. Whee! That's a good charge. Anyway, those are going to go to town there. We've managed to do some early damage to, whereabouts are they? Here. Because we've got the Scolder Guard, a unit of Iron Drakes with their steam cannons. They did some initial damage to this unit of Gors, but we were able to defeat them fairly quickly and push through the enemy's line. I'll be able to take the opportunity now to go flanking into enemy units as a result. Now Ungrim is just going to go to town against the nearby Gors. As you might have saw in the tooltip a second ago, I did debuff him using Devolve, but it only lasts for a few seconds, so instead he's going to be able to take out the Minotaur. I don't think he actually takes out the Manticore, thinking about it. No, he doesn't, no. He manages to survive to the end of the battle, just does take a fair bit of damage, to be fair. Anyway, as the battle continues, we've got a unit of Gors now charging into the miners here with blasting charges. These guys were doing a ton of initial damage to one of my units, when I was wondering, what on earth is all these explosions coming from? Then I realised who they had it. As you can see back here as well, we've got our Razorgors charged into the Bugman's Rangers. I just wanted them to try and clear up as much of the enemy ranger units as we could, especially since we don't have Harpies at our disposal this time. And as we fed further over here, it is going to be a little bit of a tough match for the units of Gors, although one of my Giants has now come in to join in the battle. God, they look weird, don't they? I do like the fact that instead of just using the standard Giants, that they have, whether it's a mod or in the vanilla game, but they have done the graphics to look like a Beastmen Giants, you know? But he's going to be able to support anyway against the Longbeards that are currently facing them right here. We've got Centaurs over here. Because these guys are skirmishing cav, I took the opportunity really just to allow them to shoot into the rear of the Longbeards, especially the ones with the giant weapons, because then they don't have the shield bonus that the other ones would. Now, they do have armor-piercing missiles, but they're not doing a lot of damage, but I figured might as well take the advantage while they're there, eh? So, the fight continues. You can see over here, we're about to lose the final unit of Gors here. They've just been overwhelmed by 3 units of dwarves, including some giant slayers. Now, there was some initial arrow fire. You can actually see some of them hitting these guys, because dwarf slayers do not have armor, funny enough. So I was hoping to try and kill a bunch of them off before they got into melee, but unfortunately I wasn't able to kill enough. It didn't help, thanks to the Cygor right here. I had to wait a long time for him to actually get into range to shoot someone, because I kept trying to get him to attack, and as you can see, he's currently obstructed. I mean, I don't know about you guys, I could probably throw a giant rock if I was that size, and hit those units right in front of me, but the game is saying that he's obstructed by this very slight hill, so we're going to have to move him up into position before we can actually use it. But if we let the game continue a little bit more, Giant is just continuing to go to town there. This unit's about to break, unfortunately, but I've brought the Giant in now to try and help the support. as well as another unit of Gores. In the rear though, everything is going pretty well for us, and Viletide is doing a bit of damage to the enemy ranged units, not as much as I would perhaps like. But the Razor Gores are able to do a ton of units. The Gore unit that's broke through has done so. Ungrim has managed to bring himself back and join in the fight as well. But you can see in the distance a lot of the units over here have broken. We've managed to carve up the right flank quite nicely thanks to the Minotaurs. They're bringing in now support wherever they can in order to go after some of the other units. We've got another giant. Wow, that was some weird breath attack. I've not seen that before. Didn't even notice it during the battle. Huh. Anyway, these guys are all going to go to town. All we're doing now is just waiting for the enemy to break. And even then, it's still going to be a little while before we actually win the battle. Because of Ungrim being unbreakable. So, what I'm doing at this particular point, and I will skip ahead into perhaps when he dies. But what I've done is sent all my speedy units to chase down the enemy dwarves. Luckily for me, my troops are much faster, even if without the speed buffs they had from the tech and that. So we're able to just go after as many of them as we can, chase them all down, and kill them off. What I ended up doing with Ungrim is I left him to stand and fight my giants, my 2 Minotaurs, and I think eventually I brought my other giant in as well. Because I figured, what else is he going to do but stand around? So yeah, we'll join these guys in just a moment. So another close victory, but I'm happy with this. I was unfortunately not able to catch up with the last 2 units, which is kind of weird saying about dwarves, but I just had other troops chasing down enemy units on other areas of the map, and these 2 managed to get away, unfortunately. But out of 1,423 deployed, only having 86 survivors, I'm pretty happy with the outcome. Now, we could go for that, but I'm just going to go ahead, devour them yet again, and get that replenishment back, just in case we have to deal with a second attack. But it looks like we're going to be okay. Well, that turned out to be an eventful end turn phase, eh? At least we managed to get a few battles in this episode, which I'm more than happy about. But we're starting this turn off with blasphemy, it seems. Although you scored a victory most vicious, enemy reinforcements are on the way. Really? And would doubtless overrun his position. There is precious little time. Do we loot the wealth from the corpses or devour their shrines? There's not enough time for both. Well, we could loot the wealth, but we really don't need to. So I'm going to go ahead and devour the shrines instead. Clan Eshen have now confederated with Moors. Good for them. Block army. Oh, that's annoying. Hapless. Okay. Extra bonuses for our Centaur units. Excellent. Right. Ooh. Hello, Durfu. Didn't see you there. Okay then. Let's grab Slugtongue. Can I move you here to Altdorf in order to set up an ambush? Depending if the game will let me. Come on, a little closer. Come on. Give me a good spot. I need 13. Give me that safety margin of 13. Oops, 17. Nope, that's not it. Okay. Let's try this. I'm not exactly gonna hold my breath because, yeah, even though it says we still got 11% left, that does not take into account bonuses. If anyone knows a bloody mod that will fix that, I will love you forever. You can have a character in every single campaign if you can tell me a mod which sorts out that bloody annoying movement range bug. Anyway, let's go ahead then. We're going to upgrade some of these because we got the money now, so why not? So I'll let you guys have that. Then you, good sir, can start making your way back. I suppose really, we should take the opportunity to start building you up a little. Fortunately, until you get your next population bonus, which will be next turn, there's not much I can do with you here. So I'm just going to leave you here, to be honest. Not going to recruit any of these because we don't really need to. I'll tell you what, I will get 2 of you, because why not, eh? So that's you guys then sorted. If we head back down into Malagost, unfortunately Sahatori's now got reduced movement range. But who are you? Forgrim. Oh, Forgrim, this is going to be a bad day for you, my friend. Okay, I think we can send Molokh straight in to go and deal with him. Right, go and attack. Oh, you coward. You're running away. That's fine. Let's see, if I move you through to here, I think we'll finish off Thorgrim first. So we'll move you up then to here. We've got just enough movement range. You should be able to join in the attack on Gwenstadt then. Wait. Can you not move a little closer? There we go. Right, go and kill me, Thorgrim. Goodbye. There we go. And out of these, let's just devour the captives. Sword of Anti-Heroes. And I think we might as well just attack Gwenstadt. It means going to war against Averland, but we already need to do that. So, you can stay here, Sir Hattori, and you can declare war. It's going to be a pretty easy fight, I would like to think. Okay, and this time, raise the Herdstone. There we go. Picked up a Flayer as well. That will be useful for some more magical items. Okay, you can't do much here. Oh, damn. If I knew about that. Well, let's go ahead and upgrade it now while I remember to do so. There we go. So all Herdstones now start up at level 5. Alright. Unfortunately, it's still not going to let me do it. That's okay. We will go ahead and... What do we want to try and get this time? Casualty replenishment will be kind of useful. So would line of sight. Razor Herds for the figure reduction. In fact, that would be quite useful. Let's grab that. And I'm going to go ahead and get Rocking Pits. Well, we're not really going to do a lot of sieging in this area. There's no major settlements nearby that we can attack. So yeah, we're not going to bother with that. I think I'll just... In fact, let me just check the garrison quickly. No, we don't actually have any shamans, so I will get one. Just because they are really useful when it comes to trying to upgrade in settlements and, well, defend settlements using their spells. Vital Tide has proven itself a number of occasions, and using the ability then to debuff enemies when it comes to facing their commanders, extremely useful. Okay, Kaznor. I think now you've got everything, haven't you? Yes, and you've got immortality. Good. I don't really know what else to give you then, mates. I think... Let's start working on Shadowhide and Uncanny Senses, I guess, just to give you a bit of a debuff. Sorry, debuff? Give you a bit of buff, I should say. So Hattori can now get Arcane Conduit. Perfect. Snenza, let's give you... everything. Let's give you Foseeker now, for the increased range. We finished Vitrolic Temperament, which means our Centaurs have got a few extra bonuses. I think... Cygors... I might as well just research all of these for the sake of them. But let's go... Let's go for Man Cleavers. Because we've got a couple Razorgors in the garrisons, the Razorgor herds have a nice little bonus. And because we do have a couple of Harpies as well, just giving them a little bit of extra armor-piercing damage will come in handy, I'm sure. Not too much, because it was only +3, but every little bit will help. Malagos, then, you've got all your personal combat skills, essentially, haven't you? Yeah, we've got 2 points to spend. We could go for Indomitable, but I don't need to. What I'll do then is go for more sleep, and I think... You've got quite a few Minotaurs, haven't you? So let's go for Hoofed Heavyweights, first of all, increasing our Minotaur units something more. And we've got 3 units. It's not as many as I would have thought, but that's okay. Then Jindavi, let's give you Woundsmaker. And there we go. Ooh. Devmaster Snikt wants to offer me a defensive alliance. They want me to pay them, but we got more than enough favour. I'm happy to do that. They are the second most powerful faction in the game right now, so having that extra bonus will be quite useful. Hopefully it will deter some enemies from wanting to fight us, so we can instead focus on going after our current enemies. Especially since we've still got a lot of dwarves to kill. And a bunch of Imperial forces as well at some point. Okay then guys, I think we'll end things here for today. So unfortunately, Durfu ended up marching towards my ritual stone at Null, which is unfortunate, but I'll hopefully be able to send someone down to deal with that. But otherwise, I think we did quite well today. We've defended a number of ritual sites this time, rather than having them just be wiped out. We're now able to replace that commander with Goros. So in fact, what I might do, while I remember to do it, is just go ahead, disband all of you guys. Disband you. And I think I'll just march straight away then. If I grab... Excuse me. I'm trying to grab one of you guys. Slugtongue. We'll go ahead and recruit you straight away. And the reason why I want to do that is because he will start off then with all of his unit buildings. So we'll be able to very quickly build up a new force for him. But we'll do that all in the next episode. Thank you though guys for watching today's one. I hope you did enjoy, especially with the actual battles we managed to fight today, and that you do join me next time of course for some more Warhammer. But until then everybody, take care and goodbye for now.